Welcome. Today we'll go over the basics of how to use an EcoFlow Delta Pro battery to power important medical devices during power outages. This video is brought to you by the Center for Inclusive Design and Engineering at the University of Colorado, Denver, as part of our Emergency Preparedness Program in partnership with the Colorado Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing. In this video, we'll go over unpacking your battery, choosing where to place your battery, how to plug in and charge your battery, how to use your battery, and how to read the LCD screen. As we get started, please note the EcoFlow Delta Pro is a complex battery with many different features. We won't cover everything in this video, so please refer to your user manual if you have further questions. Unpacking your battery. The EcoFlow Delta Pro battery is very heavy. It weighs about 100 pounds, similar to a large dog breed like a Great Dane, or a large cooler filled with ice. The battery has a built-in handle to make it easier to move, but keep in mind, it's still very heavy. You may need help moving it when it arrives and during setup. Let's take a look at what's in the box. The Delta Pro battery. An AC charging cable. This is the cable you will likely use the most. The AC charging cable charges the battery from your wall outlet. The user manual and warranty card, a car charging cable, and a DC charging cable. The car and DC charging cables have more specific uses, and depending on your needs, you may not use them. We'll explore these cables further in the video on planning for emergencies. Choosing a location for your battery. When choosing a location to place your battery, remember these crucial do's and don'ts. Plug the battery directly into a wall outlet. Choose a location where the battery can always remain plugged in and fully charged. Place the battery in the room with your important devices, ideally with your devices already connected to it. This way, you'll have immediate backup power if the power goes out. Don't place the battery in an extremely hot or cold environment. For example, near a fireplace, in the garage, or in direct sunlight. Don't plug the battery into a power strip, extension cord, or surge protector. Don't leave the battery unplugged, as you won't be ready for unexpected power outages. Leaving the battery plugged in should add less than $1.50 to your electricity bill. Don't place the battery in a separate room from where you'll need the power, as it will be more challenging to access your devices when needed. Charging your battery. Now, let's look at how to charge the Delta Pro. On the back of the battery, you'll find a cover that flips open. This reveals the AC input port, where you'll plug in the battery for charging. This port enables the fastest charging for the Delta Pro using a wall outlet. To charge your battery, simply find a wall outlet. Plug the AC charging cable into the wall outlet. Lift the flap covering the AC input port. Plug the other end of the AC charging cable into the back of the battery. There are additional ways to charge your battery, using a solar panel or plugging it into your car while the engine is running. We'll explain both options in the video on how to use your battery to survive in place. How to use your battery to power other devices. Here, we'll go over how to use your battery to power other devices. Please note, we are only covering the features of the battery relevant to powering other devices during a power outage. If you aren't sure what a particular button or port is for, you can refer to your user manual or our EcoFlow Delta Pro battery fact sheet. On the front of the battery, you'll find the main power button. This turns the entire battery on and off. As we go through this section, it's important to note that the AC and DC ports on the EcoFlow Delta Pro have on-off switches. They will not provide power to your devices unless you turn them on. The battery has multiple outlets for powering other devices. Let's look at each side to see what it can power up. The front panel of the battery has all the more commonly used output ports for charging and powering your devices. You can choose whatever port matches the cable on your device. Let's take a look at these ports in more detail. 2 USB-A output ports. These ports are for charging and powering devices, like smartphones and tablets. 2 USB-A fast charging output ports. These ports allow for faster charging times than standard USB-A ports. 2 USB-C output ports. These ports can charge and power devices that require more power, like laptops. AC on-off. This button will turn the power to the AC ports on or off. If you plug in your devices and they are not receiving power, make sure this is set to on. 4 AC output sockets. These sockets look and function like regular wall outlets. They allow you to power various devices and appliances, from small electronics to essential medical equipment, like concentrators and ventilators, to larger items like refrigerators and power tools. An AC output socket. This socket is different from a regular wall outlet. It's typically used with RVs or trailers. If needed, you can buy an adapter to use it with regular household devices. To the right of the front panel, underneath the flap, you'll find the DC on-off button. This button will turn the power to the DC ports on or off. If you plug in your devices and they are not receiving power, make sure this is set to on. Other ports on this side panel include an Anderson port, a car outlet, and a DC output port. These ports are only useful in specific situations. Many users will never need to use them. Reading the LCD screen. Let's go over how to read the LCD screen on your battery. It's important to note that the screen will turn off after 5 minutes. To turn it back on, tap the main power button. In general, the battery's LCD screen shows the current status of your battery. The most important information on this screen is about the battery level. Remaining battery percentage and battery level. This tells you what percentage of the battery's capacity is remaining. The circle around the battery will rotate when the battery is successfully charging. Please note, if the battery isn't charging, disconnect all inputs and outputs. Then press and hold the main power button until you hear a beep and see the word off appear on the screen. The screen will turn off. Press the main power button again and the screen will turn back on, and refresh. At this point, you can verify if the device is now charging. Remaining charging, discharging time. During a power outage, you can use this to see how much battery power you have left. It's important to note that, depending on what devices you are powering, the amount of time remaining will vary greatly. The battery's remaining time estimate becomes accurate only after you connect and power on your devices. Once you've done this, the estimate automatically updates to display the remaining time. As you can see, when we plug in a device, the time remaining goes from 10 days to 6 days. At the bottom of the screen, there are several icons that show which ports are currently on. If you plug in something and it doesn't begin to charge, you can check on this screen to see whether those ports are on or off. AC output, USB-A output, USB-C output, 12-volt DC output. There are a few additional icons to highlight. Input and output power. These show how much power is going in or out of the battery. This can be useful if you want to know how much power, in wattage, your devices are using. Wi-Fi status. This shows whether the battery is connected to the internet. This is important if you're using the EcoFlow app to control your battery. There are a few more icons that can help you keep track of the battery's health, but shouldn't be relevant to normal use. We'll go over these icons and how to solve other common issues in more detail in Module 4, Warranty and Troubleshooting. That wraps up our overview of the EcoFlow Delta Pro battery. Thanks for watching.